Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Welcome back. It's JLerone with JLerone Presents, where we talk about the facts, foolishness, and black female fuckery. Today's video is going to be one on where O'Shea Duke Jackson dropped a video talking about Tommy Sotomayor, right? Saying that he went on to this, I guess this platform on Twitter, I think, and it was all white, and he was saying that Tommy got his Negro wake up call. I watched that video, right? And it was a bunch of disrespect, is what I saw. Pretty much the same type of disrespect that Tommy gets when he goes onto these black platforms, right? The same over talking, the same, cutting him off, not letting him finish, and just talking crazy. But for some reason, black YouTube and certain black content creators, pro-blacks, whatever you want to call them, would say that Tommy is a coon, and Tommy does get invited onto a lot of white platforms, conservative platforms, right? So is it that a lot of these people are just jealous because Tommy can get invited onto these platforms and they can't, right? Because he's invited onto these to Fox and talk to people like Tommy Lauren and other conservative platforms, he gets a lot of hate because of that. And like I said, a lot of people say that he's cooning because he goes onto these platforms. But is it the fact that they can't be on these platforms that they hate him? You know what I'm saying? So what I find interesting is that O'Shea drops this video about Tommy saying that he got his Negro wake up call, and the clips that O'Shea showed on him talking on this guy, I think it's Richard Spencer or some shit like that, white conservative. So O'Shea shows this video, and it's about maybe a few minutes long, but it really doesn't show where Tommy got his Negro wake up call. Like I said, it just shows him going back and forth with some white conservatives. And Tommy was getting the best of them. I'm going to show you guys the whole video. It's like an hour long. So you guys, if you can, if you want to watch the whole hour, watch the whole hour. Just watch enough of it so you can make a objective decision, right? Or an objective opinion, on this, okay? Because I know there are a lot of Tommy haters out there, right? And what I also see is that when people make these videos, they know that they're going to get a lot of people that hate Tommy, a lot of Tommy haters to come over and watch their videos and comment, and it's all going to be Tommy hate, right? So for O'Shea to drop this video, knowing that it's going to be a bunch of people coming over there that already hate Tommy, they're probably not going to pay attention that O'Shea really didn't point anything out about him getting his Negro wake-up call. They're just going to go in, spam the chat, the comments. Oh, yeah, Tommy, he's a coon, he's this, that, and the third. Great content strategy, from O'Shea. Kudos to that. But on the other end, you are ruining this man's name pretty much. You know what I'm saying? You're getting more people to come out and show their hate and vitriol towards Tommy. You know what I'm saying? You're still throwing out that that black man is bad type. You know what I'm saying? You're still getting a lot of people to come and hate on Tommy, but you're getting paid off of it, right? And you're throwing dirt and salt on this guy's name just for clicks and views, right? So when Tommy does go to other spaces, you see why he get a lot of hate. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Tommy can go anywhere and people are going to hate on him. And by people like O'Shea dropping videos like this that really don't show anything, but label it as Tommy gets his Negro wake-up call, you're going to have more black people coming over and hating on Tommy even more, right? But like I said, like I said, this is the video I'm talking about right here. Like I said, it's an hour long, but just listen to it and let me know in the comments if you guys think that Tommy received a Negro wake-up call, or is it just everyday Tommy hate, right? Just people being rude, disrespectful, and just the normal stuff you see on YouTube and any other podcast, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video, man. All right. Like I said, just drop some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, watch enough of the video so you can form an objective opinion. All right. Like, subscribe, share. It helps the channel grow. And let's go ahead and get into it.
No. So hold on. So let me I'm gonna respond to that, and I'm gonna go to Tommy. I don't even understand him. Sotomayor. The I don't like actually disagree with you, but I think that it's so understated.
You see how they trying to slick be disrespectful?
Parents who have these kids is the problem.
You see how they try to slick be disrespectful? I don't even know. Now, why did you call me up here and you keep on saying every time you say my name? I don't know. I ain't really heard of him. I don't know who he is. I don't know the guy. Something about some asshole or something. I don't know. So I can't stand the sarcastic ass white people. When they get their ass whooped, I'm all right with it now. So you can put up as many memes as you want about blacks whooping your ass. You got too much smart ass mouth, you little smarmy motherfucker. And that's why you get your ass whooped all the time. That's why the only time y'all talk like this is on the fucking internet.
I'm not saying these schools don't enable this types of behavior, but like I said, the story that happened before, like that I was like going home from school one day, and I was young, and I asked my mom. I go, Mom, what's it like? What's gay? Like what's? Because I guess I heard it. So then I go to my mom goes, it's when you prefer the company of a boy over a girl. And then I go to my mom, and I was a kid. I go, Mom, maybe I'm gay because I prefer the company of a boy over a girl, which is a normal thing for a boy. But then, my mom goes, when you're older, you'll understand. The point I'm trying to make about that story is my parents are heterosexual.
So how do you feel about it today?
I know. The point is
did
that,
you boxing? Did you ever figure it out, or
did you understand?
He's a micro influencer on Twitter. He's gay as fuck.
do you still prefer the company of men, or not? Or
only when playing sport? But what I'm and I don't mean wrestling. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is that
Roman Gecko wrestling with oil. What?
Let me just finish my point. I'm going to go to Tommy Sotomayor. Listen, the point I'm trying to make is that it's very important to, like the religious values and the social values, and then having that like structure in my life was much more impactful than any external stimulus coming from schools, from drag shows, from whatever the fuck, right? Because that is what really changes dynamics. Now, there are situations there, I think they're outliers, and I think they're sensationalized a lot for the media. And I'm not agreeing with the schools. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like running cover from them. But I think that the level of focus sometimes is so, I think the blame is not put on the parents often. And I think it's often put on the school, which is like a part of the problem, but that's kind of not why we see a lot of this happening, right? Because like libs of TikTok, who I loathe, is like showing like, you see this teacher just making these kids gay and trans. It's like, no, that's not kind of like what's happening as much. But go ahead, Tommy Sotomayor.
That's what happened in that cartoon.
Yep. What's up, Tommy?
I mean, pedos get shanked in prison for a reason, and that's why it's not popular with most adults in America as well. If you're indoctrinating or touching or involved with children, and you're an adult, you've got a problem, and that's why. So it is a big deal if you're a parent.
Yeah,
for sure, and for most people.
Yeah, go ahead, Tommy. Are you there? Going once.
I mean, I think the problem is we're not indoctrinating.
Can you guys hear me?
Anything.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear
we
you.
can hear you now.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Well, the issue to me is threefold: accountability, responsibility, and community. You have a lot of people, I guess, around my age. I'm 48. And we were told, our generation was told as we got older, a lot of things that you do, they aren't your fault. Something happened. And each generation later started to get the excuse of something happened, whether it was the video games, whether it was the rap music. They were told that the grunge metal, heavy metal played backwards, Two Live Crew, everything was somebody else's fault because that generation of parents had stopped being proud of what their children had become. Before you were proud of what your children became, your children got better than you. But then the other generation had to find an excuse because they couldn't take the responsibility of why these kids weren't doing better than them. So they were introduced to psychologists, psychiatrists. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think what happened is you took the responsibility away. I think the same thing with the teachers. The responsibility has been taken away from them. That's why you have so many more teachers sleeping with the students. I think with the young voters, when you watch them out here, what do you see them doing? They don't actually make change. They just yell about change. They get on Twitter and talk about change, but they don't actually do anything because the responsibility and accountability has been taken away. And then you have a community. Community used to care about what was going on around it. Your entire neighborhood cared about how it looked, cared about what the children were doing. And if they were doing something wrong, they would tell the parents of that child. It didn't have to be that parent's child that could correct them. Try that now at a bus stop. Try that now in an airport. Try that now in any community to
Tommy,
ask.
How old are you? 150 years old?
He said he's 48, Richard.
I'm 40.
You guys
I
were
mean,
like,
look,
you guys
man,
were like the same age, Richard, right?
the community was total shit back in the 80s. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like
I said it
day-
started with my generation.
Okay.
So my generation would have been the 80s. So when you
Yeah,
say it was total shit back then, I had already said it was total
I think
shit.
it is. I think it's such a representative of like the old guard.
Well,
to
yeah,
have,
neighbors
like a
could-
conservative black
Neighbors
politician
could check their
communicating
neighbors'
in rhymes
kids, you know what I'm
and
saying?
bitching that society's collapsing
worked
because
out.
we're not spanking the kids hard enough. This is like
See what he just did? I think it goes back to conservative black politicians speaking in rhyme and trying to act like things were so much. That's for no reason. But again, you notice before I came on, the white people are able to speak and get their point out. Now all of a sudden, they just can't help themselves, but everything I'm saying is somehow stupid.
the old generation that's dying right
But
now.
it would have been nice if you would have heard me because I didn't say anything about physical punishment.
Yeah.
And I did say
I
something about the fact that it started with my generation. So I don't know how it would be 150 something when I said it was 48.
You're talking about the acceleration level of degradation.
Yes,
And
I jumped
definitely-
from where we started to where they are now. Right now, you can't say anything to. You hear the jackass white boy in the background going, yeah, yeah. You hear him? Yeah, yeah. He keeps saying that behind when I'm talking. Yeah, yeah. Try that now in any community to ask.
How old are you? 150 years old?
He said he's 48, Richard.
I'm 40.
You guys
I
were
mean,
like the-
look,
you guys
man,
were like the same age, Richard, right?
the community was total shit back in the 80s. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like
I said it
day-
started with my generation.
Okay.
So my generation would have been the 80s. So when you
Yeah,
say it was total shit back then, I had already said it was total
I think
shit.
it is. I think it's such a representative of like the old guard.
Well,
to
yeah,
have,
neighbors
like a
could-
conservative black
Neighbors
politician
could check their
communicating
neighbors'
in rhymes
kids, you know what I'm
and
saying?
bitching that society's collapsing
worked
because
out.
we're not spanking the kids hard enough. This is like the old generation that's dying right
But
now.
it
It's
but it
funny.
would have been nice if you would have heard me because I didn't say anything about physical punishment.
Yeah.
And I did say something about the fact that it started with my generation. So I don't know how it would be 150 something when I said it was 48.
You're talking about the acceleration level of degradation.
Yes,
And
I jumped
definitely-
from where we started
Yeah.
to where they are now. Right now, you can't say anything to anyone. And right now, you have a bunch of smart asses like just what happened. because we don't believe in dialogue and actually talking to people, because the internet has made people be smart asses, the same smart asses they didn't used to be able to be when I was in the 80s, because we used to kick smart asses ass when they would say stupid shit to your face. They would let you talk.
You're not wrong. Like,
We used to be strong men back in the day when I was young.
Well, in a sense, you're not completely wrong about that. Hold on.
I hope you realize
that everybody else got listened to.
That you are the
and I get it.
that
got a black voice in here. You got to cut him off. The white one's got to speak.
Let me say this as somebody.
Yeah, back to the fields.
Hold on. As someone who actually did grow up like, I did grow up in a pretty like affluent white area, but where I used to box was in a black neighborhood. I used to grow up boxing, and there was like this thing where there's a shift like in the community for things like that, where the culture, it was like more like, yeah, people got into fights and now killing it. Like there was a culture shift where people like it, and I don't think people understand that. I get where you're coming from, Tommy. Like maybe people are kind of missing what you're saying. I guess I don't disagree with you completely. Now people are just like, yeah, things are less, you could say, honest and straightforward, right? Right? Is that kind of where you're coming from a little bit? Because you can't say anything to anybody. People just react.
Wait, who are you going to vote for, Tommy, Mr. Tommy?
Well, first off, who I'm going to vote for, I don't think that has anything to do with the conversation.
Yeah,
but I would like to be able to have the conversation. That's
the
funny thing about
who he's voting
what
for.
These things are being done. Y'all playing identity politics, and so what you're going to vote for, or who you date, or who you sleep with, they all have something to do with what we're going to just blanket you with. We're going to say that's what you think.
2 minutes ago, you were complaining about me shutting you up because you're a black boy.
Lucid, hold on.
Yeah, because I can sit up here and hear the fact that y'all let everybody else speak, but me. Everybody else got to speak and give their thoughts. The one black guy came up here, and all of a sudden, everybody has a smart mouth.
Let me speak, man. Like, I'm not cutting you off. I'm trying to host this space, Tommy. I'm letting you speak. Okay, come on. And Lucin is, she's very intelligent, but she's Persian, Armenian. She comes from Iran, so sometimes her optics, her she's Fergie Asperger's, but it's all good. Yeah. So go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead.
Hey, well, I appreciate it. Like, listen, I'm just trying to do what everybody else did. I said everybody else was having a great conversation. I thought, hey, let me jump in, especially since I was asked. That's all I've been trying to do. Haven't attacked anyone, hadn't said anything about anyone specifically. Just my idea of what we are and where we are today.
But Tommy,
and part of that is just that.
I got to know. Tommy, I got to know who you're voting for. Tell us. Come on. I'm not being serious, Tommy. Now that you said you were going to tell us, now I got to know. No, it doesn't matter. Well, come on. Let's move forward.
Dude.
It's Trump. Come on, it's Trump.
Okay. Yeah, good. All right, let's go. I'm marking. Ignore them. Keep talking.
We're voting for Tommy, so everybody calm
I
down.
don't think so. He would have announced it if it was Trump.
Okay.
But thank you, sir, for voting for Biden.
No,
okay. Listen, people aren't.
I used to. You know what? I'm gonna have to stop talking shit about black folks' spaces.
It's kind of
these white folks is just irritating.
Like, come on. Like, please talk. I will kick people. I don't give a shit. This is my space. So, go ahead, Tommy.
It's funny. I want to take time out right now to apologize to black folks. I used to tell them, when you get in those white people spaces, they let you speak. They're not just trying to be childish. Us blacks got to be like those whites. I apologize to every black person I ever said that to. I came over here and was just trying to be very respectful like them. And for some reason, every non-comedian trying to be a comedian. It'd be great if any one of you guys were funny, but you're not. You're just irritating, which lets you know what you probably were in school and after.
Speaking platitudes and
sir, I was just speaking. I was just speaking earlier, and you didn't let me do it. I didn't bother any of you.
Yeah, because
I was just speaking.
You're
said nothing wrong. Tell me what I said wrong.
My day, things were good.
I didn't say back in my day things were good. I literally never said that. Don't paraphrase me wrong. Most people, when they paraphrase what you said.
Do you know what the word paraphrase means?
Yes, and you can't be completely wrong like that and say I'm paraphrasing. That's called lying. They're two different things.
All right, Richard. Okay, so first off, I didn't interrupt, and I'm actually really funny. I didn't interrupt. In general, I am funny, but I am trying to let you like make your I guess kind of like clear up the point for people that are misinterpreted it or like whatever. I kind of got
it was simple. The point was where we are today.
It wasn't the whites.
You're Armenian. Shut the fuck up. You're white.
It's
Calm
all
down.
my fault, guys. It's all my. Just blame John.
John, last warning. Come on, everybody, stop talking. Come on, please. You can drop out. Come on, go ahead.
That's part of it. Where we are today, people don't even try to understand each other. Where it used to be a thing where you wanted to understand each other because you knew you didn't know them. There were people who never crossed certain lines. There were people who never left the state. Now you got people who get on the internet and they can talk to people from all over the world. So it becomes different. Now everybody thinks that they know everything and they talk like they know everything.
Talking on the internet means leaving the States.
When you leave the state, you get exposed to people in different states. When you are on the internet, now you can get exposed to those same people and those same things without leaving your home. That was the point. You had to leave your home before to get exposed to different things. Now you can just sit there and get them all in one place.
No, you're not wrong on that, right? But
I'm not wrong on anything. If these people to stop just being a dick when they talk,
listen,
and then
John,
smiley faces, they do it because it's hilarious. I'm being a dick.
Yeah,
I get online to be a dick.
Yeah,
go in real life and be a dick. See how far you go within. Go do that. Go do all that stupid shit you do online to somebody in real life, please.
So, I agree. So I agree in that sense, right? That there's this veil of protectiveness that people have sitting behind the internet and a thing of anonymity, right? They say shit that's not whatever. But what do you then suggest as kind of like, what we said earlier, kind of like, I guess where the future you see going, or what would be something that you would want to change, right?
We're getting farther and farther away from each other, from even caring. That's why the third thing I said was community. We're getting farther and farther away from caring for each other. When your whole shtick is let me try to irritate somebody I don't know, and that makes your fucking day, makes your dick hard and your pussy wet because you tried to irritate someone you do not know.
Wow.
That is farther away from community than you could ever be. Because if you have a community and a bunch of children and a bunch of adults and they're actually trying to build, that would be the last thing you would try to do to a complete stranger. What you would try to do is understand and build with them. So that's why most of the rhetoric that you hear from the left and the right is division. That's why they get to sell it. And that's why people will go ahead and vote for the person who's the most divisive. Listen to them.
He's voting for Kennedy.
Hold on. To be fair, Tommy, like Richard has this, like, he said this before. We've talked about this before. He's against like the online pornography, but he's pro prostitution. So like that's like an example of like, having human contact, even if it is like, moral, right? Is that?
I actually would agree with that.
Okay.
Because if you think about it again, that's stopped men from having the ability to even speak to other people. Have you noticed that most men, like these dudes and chicks on here, the stuff they're saying online is the only place they're comfortable doing it. They would not do or say any of this shit in someone's face. So while they're laughing and joking, I keep hoping that they'll get doxxed and somebody walk up and catch them at Walmart and say all that shit you said online when you were giggling and smiley facing. Say it now. Men used to be able to talk to women, and now they will sit on their phones while they're on dates. Their dates won't even happen in real life. Their date will be online, and then they'll meet up and fuck.
So, Tommy, I actually I filter myself more online than I do in real life, to be honest with you.
Well, she's a professional woman. She has herself out there. But let's listen.
Y'all heard that stupid shit. Pay attention, Caroline. I actually filter myself online more than I do in real life. That's a fucking lie. There's no one that does that. But you also know what you just seen. And what you just seen for the adults and the ages that it was of people here, that's been childish as hell.
I'm a keyboard warrior.
No,
and I've walked and seen it way too often, and it's scary. I'll get all these cheering of people saying, way to hold the black community and way to hold the black community in check and way to hold them accountable.
Are nicer in real life than on the internet. What's your point?
I'm scared of people.
Nobody does the things that they do here to your face. So
in real life,
I actually do though, man.
Tommy,
I actually do.
When you speak like that, I'm scared of people like you in real life, dude. No,
Well, you
no,
should
I'm
be.
being totally serious. Like,
Yeah,
You
well,
should be.
blacks are prone to violence.
You
So
should
you
be.
want to avoid them in real life too.
You should be, sir.
No, but I'm
okay,
not.
so okay, then we agree.
But
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
not.
have a problem with you saying you're scared of me. What am I supposed to try to convince you not to be?
Well, I'm just saying that you're complaining that people are like, you know, detached from each other, and here you are, you know, scaring.
Scaring?
Dude, if I met
I scared you?
like in the
I didn't know I
streets,
walked
I'm
into a
not.
liberal room.
I don't think most of the people in here are scared. Just to be fair.
Yeah, no,
That's
he
weird.
doesn't.
But I will say this:
He doesn't have anything better to say.
X is a professional like troll farm, like gladiator school for trolls.
Thank
I
you,
mean, don't you
Mars.
guys
At least
believe
he's
that?
admitting it. That's the only point.
no,
Yeah, and I think. By the way, Tommy, didn't Sneeko just get popped in the face
Yep.
for
Doing what he
out
thought he
and
could do
doing that shit in
online
real life?
in real life.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
he got
sir.
smacked, and it was on camera. So go watch it, everybody, because it's hilarious.
okay,
And
Thank
that's
you.
what
He
happened
thought that what he
when
does online would be
when you
really
take it-
funny
yeah.
to do it in real life. He forgot there was no screen in between himself and that man's fist.
I agree. The
Yep.
worst case about what's the name of this white he's like a I forgot his name. He's like a white kid actually. He has these like weird like jawline. He looks like he has like cotton balls in his mouth. He has this like black guy go around his bodyguard. He like fucks with people.
His name is Jack. He's a kid.
Yeah,
I know
Jack.
who you're talking about.
I look at this guy, and I don't want to say anything because there's like terms of services, and I have to be careful. But like nothing makes me more angry than that type of behavior because he's fucking with people. This one time, this guy had like his like little fucking daughter, and he like bumped into him, and the guy like kind of got defensive, and then he has this like big like black bodyguard like go around. So if this guy reacts, like the guy will get beaten up. I've nothing like I don't even. It's so I can't even describe it. It's a false sense of bravado.
I saw that video. It was really irritating.
Yeah. So like,
Well, and see, that's my point, though. Think about it.
I mean, that's content, but there's a bunch of people.
Yes, that's what I mean.
That don't want to get caught outside because there's a bunch of people that if they get caught outside, they're gonna get.
Hold on. That Tommy, let me.
That was Mars.
Is that's your boy?
No, I was just saying that was Mars,
Jack
not my boy.
or whatever. Top 3. That's your boy? Did you say that?
No, I said his name was Mars. You call him Tom, and I said no. That's it.
Oh no,
I didn't say he was my boy either, but he's nobody's
no one
boy.
said
That guy's just a content creator.
sorry. I thought sorry. Okay, I thought okay. So what you're describing is real. Like I get what you're saying, but what do you want to change? Like, do you think that people they should lose anonymity online? Is that helpful? Like, what is your actual like solution for that? And I'm gonna go to Lucky after you.
Oh, I think it would. Let me just like a person who is in your room. I don't know him. It's like Mars just said. I don't know this person. There's somebody named Jess Cat. They have their hands up. They tweeted me, and I didn't ask them to tweet me. They tweeted me, I agree. We used to be a community, and tweeted a whole bunch of white people with rebel flags as if that was going to offend me. Whatever it is you used to do, ma'am, I welcome you to go back to it. I welcome you to do what you just did to tweet in real life. Why wouldn't you do it in real life if you really meant it? That's when I believe people mean what they say, when they do it in real life. That's how I started this discussion, by saying we have a lot of people online that are revolutionaries, but they don't do anything in real life. If you felt that way, ma'am, you didn't need to tweet it to me. I didn't say anything to offend you. And this is when it's funny when y'all talk about people like Tyreek Nasheed or these other idiots who are saying the stupid stuff on the left and the idiot pro-blacks. Well, when you got somebody that isn't doing what you claim, those people get the din-dos, the ones who aren't acting like that, then you sit and fuck with them. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I tried to do what everybody else was doing in this conversation and just have a discussion. And I'm being greeted with assholes who's trying to do what? I have no idea. But you can't offend me, ma'am, because I'm richer than you.
You should remove Just a Cat. You should remove Just a Cat for doing that shit.
What would even be the purpose of it, though?
No, I just know. Listen, relax.
No, it's like if someone was DMing one of the women on stage sexual innuendo and inappropriate shit, you would remove them. What's the difference?
It's the first time I've ever spoken to Tommy, so no, he's in a different category.
I'm not saying Tommy. I'm saying the person that attacked Tommy in his DM. Fuck that shit. That's not
No,
appropriate.
he's saying I'm in a different
Whoever did-
category. They're allowed to get their
Whoever did that,
they're allowed to
should
get
just
their
fucking
bigotry
shut up.
off.
Relax, you're detracting from the conversation.
They're allowed to get their bigotry off because, well,
No,
I'm
no,
up here
Yeah,
to be
it's
the
wrong.
punching
It
bag.
is
I guess.
wrong.
All right, I put him in timeout. He's still in the space. but he's in
I'm
timeout.
okay with it. The thing is, it
Prosecutor.
doesn't bother me. It's just allowed people, whenever I do things like this, it allows people to see that maybe it isn't the person when all those memes that go out that say it's the content of the character. Maybe it's not, because my character has been pretty high here. And I haven't been greeted with even.
So Tommy, so you're like,
Tommy.
So just okay. Go ahead, Richard. Go ahead. Floor is yours. Go
Well, Tommy, like, I don't give a shit about your character on some
I know you
level
don't.
because that's an unknowable thing, and you can always claim that you have a beautiful soul.
You can only go by what
listened
I've done here,
to
though,
your
sir.
obnoxiously flat platitudes for 15 minutes about how
Okay,
we
and
don't have community, we don't respect one
That's
another.
an obnoxious
Be a man,
platitude.
like, just dude, say something that has content in
Sir,
it,
I did.
and I might
I
actually
did.
start to respect you. But if you're just
I
gonna
don't give
sound
a
like some
shit if you
dumb
don't respect
pastor,
me, Richard
like,
Spencer.
why don't you go home?
Richard,
I don't
why,
care
Dick,
that you're
Dick,
some
why
good
do I
man
care if
or
you
whatever.
respect me or not, Dick? Dick, why do I care? I
Well,
don't
I thought
fucking
that's what
know
it's
you.
about.
I don't fucking know you. I didn't cut your stupid shit off, and you said stupid shit, but you were
Then
allowed to
why
say
don't
it.
you
Freedom
say
of
something
speech.
that has some
Apparently,
level of
I
content?
said something that somebody
No one-
understood. I got a lot of hundreds.
Tommy, do you
Tommy,
know what a
Tommy, what are you
platitude
trying to
is?
fuck now?
It's
What's
something
wrong with
that
you,
no
Richard?
one- Tommy, listen.
Dick.
Tommy, listen.
Dick.
Tommy, you're going to listen
Dick.
to me. Do you understand?
Dick, you didn't listen to me. You understand?
A platitude.
Dick, platitude,
Yeah, because you're not
attitude,
saying
latitude,
anything, Tommy.
gratitude. But I'm
You know
still
what a
not mad
platitude
at
is.
you.
Can you define platitude, Tommy?
Sir, can you
Do you
define
know what
my
that is?
nuts?
It is a statement that no one disagrees
Can you define
with.
my nuts?
Like, we should love
Like,
one another.
I don't understand,
Yeah.
Dick.
Like,
Why are you so
literally
mad
no
at me,
one
Dick?
could bring themselves to
Dick.
disagree with
When
that.
I
And
was
thus it
talking,
is
Dick, you
meaningless.
cut me off,
You
and you thought it was
sound like a
cute.
preacher.
Platitude.
And I'm tired of listening
Oh my
to your
God, is he
prattle.
speaking in
All right?
platitudes?
I know this probably
Oh my
plays
God,
well
he's
in other
speaking in
spaces,
platitudes.
but we
You
actually
didn't mute them.
make arguments.
Boxing.
You're
You
now
didn't mute
making
them.
fun of my highfalutin voice.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
amazing.
You were making fun of my platitudes, weren't you?
Your
Why didn't you just
platitude?
let me
Yeah,
finish with my
no, that's
platitudes
bullshit.
so I could have plateaued?
Sorry. Dude, you
Dude.
got to make an argument for something.
I
You gotta
thought I
make a
did. Some
point.
people understood
You've never
it.
been in an environment. Everyone listened to you and just nodded when you say
Sir, that's not what
meaningless
happened.
nonsense. You got to
That's not
make.
what happened.
Why don't you do this? I'll shut up. Why don't you tell me
Yes.
something that I don't fucking know, Tommy? Go for it, man.
My penis is 11 and a half inches. You didn't know that.
See, it's funny. Once I give you enough rope and you hang yourself, you give him space, and he turns into like a caricature of an out of control.
Oh,
black
but when you
bragging
guys were
about his
doing it
dick.
earlier, that was fine. When you guys were doing it and I was talking, it was
Yeah,
cool,
when you
wasn't
did it, it's actually pretty fucking
We're actually
gross,
having a
Tommy.
pretty nice
You
conversation.
guys were doing it earlier. I'm just
Yeah,
doing
until
it
you
now.
came in here.
I came in here doing
You
what,
don't belong
Richard?
here,
Dick,
Tommy.
Dick, what did
Tommy,
I
you
do when I
don't
came in
belong.
here?
You
I
don't
wasn't even
belong
asked to
because
speak,
the second
Dick.
I move you past the second I move you past platitudes, you go into like childlike discussions of penis size.
The second
And
you
you're a
move me
fucking
past
joke, man.
platitudes.
You don't belong in a place like this, Tommy. And
Yes,
I'm being
I know.
polite
I'm not
about it,
white.
and you should be grateful.
I'm not wide
for
enough.
that.
I get it. I get it.
You're just
I'm
kind
not
of
smarmy enough when I talk to people.
All right, we
I'm
have a.
telling you the truth, and I'm one of the few people who will tell you the truth.
I don't
I'd
give a
be
fuck about
grateful
none of y'all.
for that.
I get it. I get it.
You're just
I'm not
kind of
smarmy
dumb.
enough when I talk to people.
I'm
All right, we
telling
have
you
a-
the truth, and I'm one of the few people who will tell you the truth. Other people will not.
And just so y'all know, they kicked me out. They took me
There's some
off
hands
of
up,
the.
Lucky.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't run.
They took me off.
Caroline, stop muting. Stop muting.
That was an accident. But Lucky,
Did
go
you
ahead.
leave or did you kick him? You don't want to make.
I didn't kick him.
Yeah. Well, I know you would leave. I wanted him to have an
And I just wanted to put just the cat in time.
Then he said I knew he would leave. See how he said he knew I would leave after they kicked me? No, I didn't leave. Y'all kicked me. Don't say you knew I would leave. You kicked me.
No, I'm not kicking you. I'm not kicking you.
I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
Listen. Okay.
Mr. Tommy, I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I removed you, but I didn't mean to. Sorry.
Sometimes people, and I'm going to say this for everybody, and if it applies to you, it may apply to you. And this has nothing to do with you, Tommy, so don't get offended. When you interrupt people talking, you're not as funny as you think you are. Go back and listen. We can listen. It's not as funny. I'm letting you guys know. Like, so sometimes it's just not as funny. So it detracts from conversations. And then it becomes a whole fucking shit show. And that's how the whole fucking shit started. So Tommy, going back to Tommy, right? So can you address
the irony
without bringing up your penis size and whatnot? Because it kind of was like, you know, a little.
Really? So you're going to call me out, but you ain't going to call out that people kept doing it as I was just talking in the beginning. When I even pointed out that it's not funny, y'all aren't funny. What'd you say? I am funny. Isn't that what you did?
I just said to everybody in the room who interrupted that most of them
I mean, I listen to Boxing Talk a lot, and he is funny quite often.
No.
I told you.
It's boxing space.
No.
Oh, he can, but I still can say what I say. Like, he can kick me, Amanda. I'm okay with it. But I'm not going to let y'all sit up here and lie and act like you didn't do what you just told me. Oh, it doesn't seem as funny when you do it. Y'all were doing it. It was hilarious.
I want to talk about for you, Tommy, to like kind of like get your point across without, because I don't want it to go this way. You know, I'm trying to, you know, not come this way. So Tommy, like, what is your? Why did you?
Can he talk about Jamal Bowman?
Tommy, I have a question. Do you think that Jesus was gay?
See, Lucien, that was
but my penis size, that's ridiculous. There's no reason to talk about your penis size, Tommy. That's ridiculous. You think Jesus is gay?
All right, we got some other hands up. Lucky, go ahead.
Can I rebut Tommy's notion of community? I mean,
yes.
I think his point is, you know, correct, right? We have no sense of community. Well, we don't have the same country that we did, you know, 50, 60 years ago, right? You know, I'm at the playground tonight with my son. And the only other families around me now are people speaking, I don't know, Bengali or Hindi. And this was a 99% white area, probably like 3 years ago. So it's like, where's the sense of community, Tommy? Well, they've imported it, you know, whether it's legal or, you know, that's legal immigration, right? They've imported people, right, that don't even speak our language. They're here just to basically use our resources, basically just sucked from the teat of America. And then, you know, that's what I have to live with now, and that's what most of America is dealing with. So it's like, where's the sense of community? Well, if I was surrounded by people that
technically, you could just move somewhere else, bro.
Yeah, we
technically you could just move somewhere else.
Keep moving, right? You got to keep moving inland. You got to go to Alaska.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, if you want to live in some lily white neighborhood, they exist. Go find it, bro.
Why do you say lily white? Like everyone in every human on the planet wants to live in a white community. Why are you using lily white as an insult?
It's the country that my family and my ancestors bled for, right? I'm sure you've probably.
You're not in the same fucking country they used to be in. Get used to it. It's okay.
Is that good?
They're not going to hurt you.
Is it? I mean, is it? When we bring in people
I think it's not going to change because you're complaining about it. You're just whining about some bullshit that you can't fix.
You're a bitch.
Are you gonna Mars? Let him make his fucking point. Like,
that dude's such a punk, man. We're talking to groypers now. Give me a break, bro. Hey, Lucky, fuck you. How about that?
Mars, you're a bitch.
Oh yeah, come pull up, bro. You're such a
Mars. Even if you disagree with Lucky's thing, like Lucky and I are cool. Like, you don't need to react like that to him. Like, you can't. Like, it can't. You can't have these spaces.
I mean, that shit is just straight racist. So
hey, how come Mars doesn't get put in timeout?
I'm not being racist.
It doesn't matter if you're being. Okay, it is not about being racist.
He hates Jews too, by the way.
It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck.
Men
I don't care.
Like,
it's about Lucien, shut up. You shut up too. You need to shut up too, Lucien. Everybody needs to stop talking. It's like a fucking Mars. It's not about him being racist or not being racist. You can counter it, right? Who cares? I'm saying is on the quality of conversation.
I did counter it.
You can't.
You sounded like a bitch, Mars.
You can't overtalk everybody when they're speaking a point. This is how these spaces go. This is why, like, I'm critical of certain people when they do this. It has nothing to do with what they're saying. It's just doing with that. But yeah, go ahead, Lucky. Finish up, and then
Mars.
Lucky, you're a bitch. Just so we know.
Mars would never say that to my face because I'm 6'7", 200.
Oh, bro, come fucking pull up, bro. Come pull up. on an armed man. Come pull up. Let's see.
6.7 is not really a compliment. Like that's
No, it is. It means I played
that's too tall.
college basketball.
That's bad.
Dude, you're
It
such
means
a
I played
punk,
college
bro.
basketball.
That is
Pull
the
up.
height
I
of a
played college basketball.
Pomeranian grenadier.
That was kind of funny. Anyways, but Mars, like, here's the thing, like, the way you reacted was like similar to
Dude,
Tom.
he's threatening me with violence. You think that's cool?
Similar to
That's
who?
mutual combat. It's mutual combat, Mars.
Wow, that was
Shut
similar
the
to
fuck
me.
up, dude. You're
Yeah,
on the
because
internet threatening men with violence. Give me a break, bro. You're not even a civilized person.
You dox teenage boys. You're a pathetic man. Like, you literally doxed 18-year-olds and you bragged about it. It was one of the most pathetic things I've ever
Dude,
seen.
you're a pussy. You're a fucking
You're a
pussy.
pussy.
And you're
You're a
also a
pussy.
racist. And you're a
Everybody listening, I hope you say that. He listened to. He said that was similar to how I responded when Lucky was responding to me, and I didn't respond to him at all. I was listening to him, and I even thumbs up a couple of things he said.
Prove this point. No, I'm saying
Dude, Lucky's a human piece of
I was literally listening to Lucky and having no problem with what he was saying.
Tommy, I'm not. I was agreeing with your point.
Mhm.
Mars is someone who wouldn't say something to someone's face. You were correct. Mars
Well, no, I was agreeing to your point when you were talking about the types of neighborhoods. Well, you first off, you let the panel and everyone else know that you understood what I said. Then you combated what I said, or more or less explained what I said.
I just think, and this is the Mars, and just let me just share this in this last few seconds. Like, I don't like care that much. Like, I will counter people what they say. Like, you can't, like, I shouldn't have to explain this, but I'm just explaining this. Like, it's just the way that like spaces work and the way that like conversations work. Like, you have to allow people to like get their point, even if you deem it as hateful or racist. Like,
what was hateful?
Or making platitudes.
To be honest, I didn't even hear what you said. I swear to God, I wasn't really listening. I just then heard yelling. I swear to God.
So, you live in certain states right now. You're you know.
I think Amanda wanted to speak.
No.
You see how they become reasonable when something's done to them? You should let people finish, even if you disagree. But isn't that what started this shit? That I didn't get to finish because Richard Spencer disagreed? Go ahead, Lucky. I was hearing what Lucky was saying. It's sad he didn't get to finish it.
He was commenting on the sense of community.
Yeah, and he didn't get to finish.
I'm saying if you change the demographics of a community, then obviously you've lost a sense of community. If you can't communicate with the people around you, then it's a different community. If I'm sitting in a park, right, and one person's speaking Bengali, another person's speaking Hindi, another person's speaking Spanish, and I'm just sitting there, I have no idea what anyone's saying, right? Where's the community? There is no community. We're all just a bunch of strangers living amongst each other. And
especially if you guys don't have the same culture, which is correct.
They're changing the demographics of the country. Now, someone like Mars will call me racist. It's not really racist because there's a reason why people are moving to America, right? And it was because of the composure and composite of the people. It was a largely white country with, a black presence and, some Spanish and Mexican presence. And in the last 60 years, they've completely changed the demographics. They brought people from East India or East Asia and India and various other countries because they knew they're majority voting Democrat. And that's the reality. So Mars and Congress, I really don't care. But everyone's experiencing that. If you go to a Costco or various stores, you'll see it. And you'll be like, whoa, what happened in this neighborhood?
I think it's unfair to blame the Democrats for the Indians. I mean, to be fair, like Indian immigrants are like the Republicans' dream immigration team.
You're right about that. But okay, I'm gonna go to Amanda. I will go to Amanda, and then Mars, and you could respond. And again, like, it's not like, I don't think what he said is like
they were blaming the Democrats for the immigration.
Amanda, are you there? Or
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so to Tommy's point about he said it in different words, but essentially what I heard him say is the internet creates these situations where people say whatever they want and they're not willing to say it to people's faces. I don't agree fully, though I do agree that some people speak more candidly online. I don't actually think that that's a negative thing, though, because if someone's thinking something and they need to express it and they need to work through it, I'd rather have them have a way to work through it, even if it's behind a screen and anonymously. With the internet, I think that there are pros and cons. Some people will have echo chambers and some people will not. Two people can use the same exact app and be on the same exact realm or the same exact topic, and one could have echo chambers and one could not. I would say that since you said you grew up in the 80s, I was not a child of the 80s. However, I would imagine similarly in person, people could choose to be around people who shared the exact same views as them, and or some people could go out of their comfort zone and intentionally meet people who are different. So I don't think that that's something that's limited to the internet or not the internet. I think it's a personal preference. And I just think it's a personal preference, and it just varies person to person. As to the labels of Lucky being a racist or anti-Semitic or whatever, I think that those types of labels are thrown around way too often, and I think that they're really they show a lack of intellectual curiosity. I think if someone is concerned about
Well,
someone's
some
belief
people
on
are
a certain
racist and
topic,
anti-Semitic.
I think if someone's concerned about someone's belief on a certain topic, I think it's more beneficial to try to hear what the person's saying and understand what they're communicating. Maybe you only agree like 1%, but I think it's more beneficial overall just to try to listen to them versus labeling them and automatically.
Well, Amanda, isn't that actually what happened to me though when I was talking earlier? Isn't that literally
You never
what
stop
happened?
shutting up about
No,
yourself.
you had
Jesus
15
Christ.
minutes. No,
No, I mean, listen, I was trying. Listen, Tommy, I was
you're
trying to.
going.
You got to give me credit. Like, I was trying to, like, at least relate. Because listen, like,
No, you kept trying to.
I didn't grow up-
I've listened
I
very
didn't grow up
well, and just like with what Amanda said, you've had two people address me and what I've said, but you had one person who swore I just spoke in platitudes and no one understood me. So then two people would not have been able to address me exactly what I said. What Amanda was talking about, my point wasn't that these people come here
No,
and
they
they are.
said you can't rise above platitudes.
I'm gonna.
Oh
Okay.
God, even right
Okay,
there.
hold on.
See,
Hold on. I want to.
even
Well, the
there.
people who responded
okay.
to you also speak in
I wanna
platitudes, so
bring
that's
up-
why they're able to communicate.
Sorry, I unmute myself. I'm gonna bring up something. How to get the conversation? Like, I need to bring this up because I actually wanted to ask Richard this. It's kind of like the craziest thing I've ever seen a politician do publicly, and in like so brazenly, without. Let me say this. So Kamala Harris, right? She tweeted this today. It's actually an insane. It is an insane.
These white people online can turn you pro-black.
In straight value. All right, I'm gonna let you know, right? Hold on, let me read it to you. Give me a second. I'm trying to read it. All right, so this is the tweet, right? So Kamala Harris tweeted.
They are literally accusing
All right,
me
over
of doing what
of
they're
black females
actually doing. Like
of
I'm not
reproductive
doing it.
age live in a state.
Mars, you're
where
acting
Trump
just like
supports
Tommy when he got. No,
Donald
I didn't
Trump
get
is
upset.
responsible for this crisis. Okay,
Never let the white people make me
that
feel
is
like
an
they racist words will bother me.
fucking
Dude.
thing to say. She's not like just advocating for like being pro-abortion. She's essentially advocating eugenics, like straight up eugenics.
Yeah, when liberals do it, they let you get away with it. To paraphrase Trump,
it is an insane stance.
You're
She's
speaking in
saying
platitudes
when the
about liberals.
how is it
Fuck.
insane? It's quite
Yeah, that's
simple.
correct. They're like
no,
it's a
Richard,
racial group
Richard.
which is criminal and
Hold on,
stuff
Richard,
welfare. They should be
Hold on,
deported.
I'm going to qualify what I'm saying, Richard. I'm not even giving a moral stance on it. I'm saying it's insane in how brazen it is on a political scale to say that, Richard. That's the point I'm trying to say. Like, I think people are too retarded to like even pick up on what she's saying, and I think that people are just not honest
you
about
understand.
it. Okay, Lucian, you understand everything. The point I'm trying to make is that
they're too retarded because they weren't aborted. Sorry, that was.
no. So what
That
she's
was in
saying,
poor taste, Richard.
what she's saying,
I agree.
What she's saying, I know.
I apologize to you personally.
So what she's
Yeah,
saying,
that's a me
Because
statement.
you're the lady here. That was locker room talk.
what she's saying,
To again paraphrase
what,
Trump.
So let me translate exactly what Kamala Harris is saying. She's saying when the Browns come over here, they should abort the babies so there's not a problem. That's
Well, okay. You could always, have some plausible deniability and say, there are. I mean, this is a real thing. This is not just some meme created by liberals. That there are women who have serious health complications, and they an abortion is absolutely the best move for her health and under the Hippocratic Oath and all that kind of stuff. So she'll probably explain it that way. But yeah, it has more than a hint of population control about it. But
Which
I think
is true.
Again, but I think people get this, and you don't like when you're liberal and you justified yourself in the sense of like I'm on
1,000 times
team
and told me I'm speaking
diversity, or I'm on
incredibly.
team Hispanic, or Kamala's on multiple teams. She's black and Indian and white.
He
And
said liberal as if it's this moral
they
thing
kind
that
of
it's
let
wrong.
you get away with it.
And he
But
says
what
it
she's
so
saying is
often that it
true.
carries
Here's the-
no value. If I'm not
Exactly. She's got
mistaken,
all
that's
bases. Yeah, she's the bases are loaded, basically, and so, someone's up to bat. So, yeah. There it is. That's why I, you know.
So let me ask: if you use the term liberal
hold on.
a
I'm
whole
gonna say one
lot,
thing and then I'm going to let Tommy go.
okay,
And then I'll let Mark go. Hold on. The point I was making again, it was like a poignant point again. It was kind of towards these individuals on the right who are sitting here and like, well, Trump's like they're like the pro-life people, and they're like Trump's like not great on abortion. I'm like, well, if you're like you don't think because Trump personally may be pro-choice and he's for IVF, which whatever, like you guys then have to superimpose it with Democrats just being honest about like this eugenics thing. But go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead, Tommy.
Boxing, would it be okay if I just close out something really quick?
Sure. Yep, sure. Go ahead, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So even if someone is racist or anti-Semitic or whatever label you want to label someone, I think it also doesn't even matter. We can still focus on whatever someone's point is and discuss that. And I think once we get too concerned about what someone else's beliefs are or why we think someone else is wrong or bigoted or immoral, I think we really lose sight of conversation. But and from Lucky's perspective, all I heard him say was, I want to feel connected in my community, and I don't feel connected in my community. I think that's a very reasonable thing to say.
Yeah, I mean
that's not what he said. But also, Amanda, your opinion that racism or whatever doesn't matter. That's your opinion. No, you didn't. You said you had the displeasure of being around people that spoke a language that's not yours.
Yeah,
Why do you think it is our nation's job to take in the third world and have every other foreigner here taking advantage of it?
What is America?
Nobody said it was.
Well, who does it belong to? It's got to belong to someone, buddy, right?
It doesn't belong to, no, that really doesn't belong to all of us.
It's just a thing. It's like an idea or something. Or it's a
It's a
platform.
melting
If you guys want to talk about if you guys want to talk about immigration, I'm happy to do it because frankly, I'm a hawk.
Well, if
But
I'm
when
not
it comes
mistaken,
to
America
complaining about
actually
your
is
neighbors,
an idea. Why would y'all argue
I
that?
asked if you're a hawk. Landmines on the border. Yes or no? Go ahead, Mars. Laura Loomer. Let me say. I'm going to say one thing. No. I'm going to say. Stop talking, everybody. Everybody, stop talking. Laura Loomer, as crazy as this shit, the only thing that made her uncomfortable and not respond, it was actually insane. Because she says stuff that I would never say. I mean, obviously that I disagree with. But I said the other day, we were talking about immigration. I said, she was like, I was like, it's so retarded, like with the alligators and this moat shit. I'm like, just put fucking landmines on the border. That is the only thing that I said that she got uncomfortable with.
Honestly, that is a bit much. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, harsh times lead for harsh measurements.
yeah,
but,
the
like,
alligator moat was pretty.
I mean, I've said repeatedly we should put them in forced labor camps. And people call me a Nazi for that.
Anyway,
I mean, listen, if Lucky was complaining about illegal immigrants and that was his neighborhood, I would totally sympathize. But if it's just
what's the
because they're
difference
different than
between
you,
legal or illegal? What's the difference?
The difference
Republicans
is they
like the brown legal ones.
Dude, you guys are.
I'm gonna have to rotate some people.
I told you, Mars.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy, bro.
Look, Max lost connection. He had his hand up.
I'm rotating some people. Yeah, go ahead. I just took the call. Yeah, I'm sure. Right,
Yeah, he told me I could respond to it. Amanda said, "Let me speak." I was quiet. I said, "Go ahead, and let Amanda speak."
Talking a lot, sir.
I've been talking a lot. You got it.
And most of it has been
problem.
You got it, man.
Let Tommy speak. Come
You
on.
got it. I've been talking a lot. You're right. I've been talking a lot.
You're just preaching, saying like this.
I haven't said shit, you fucking immigrant. Go back where you from. Since y'all talking about
Boy,
immigrants, let
don't
this
call
bitch go back
other
to where
people
she's
immigrants.
from.
You people with farm equipment.
I'm letting you know, and then
Tommy, you're being vulgar and disrespectful also.
No, it's okay. But everybody.
Fuck y'all. Y'all keep fucking with me, and then when you get the nigga show up, you get mad.
Said that Tommy could talk, right? You did say that, right?
Yes, bitch, I did get vulgar. The nigga showed up since you kept asking for him. He's here now.
Wow.
I did not.
That's right. The nigger's here now. He's here
I
now.
did not ask for that.
I hear you,
Y'all been
brother.
wanting him to show up. He's here now. He's here now.
I was going to make
This guy's like a walk.
This is actually getting to be good content.
No, I know.
guys.
That's
I
what
like
I'm saying. So calm
Sure
down.
is.
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. I don't want to mute. I'm not going to mute. I'm just going to yell. Okay? Listen, the Armenians, they let Kardashian, do her thing, but typically they're not that friendly. So she's a little more hostile towards African Americans. Like, it's unfortunate. She is, like, Lucian. So she's less patient than, like, the average, even the white.
I mean, statistically, the most dangerous thing to a white woman is a black man. So let's be honest.
Okay, I
mean, it's true. They're more dangerous than bears. All right, that might be
Dude,
the reason
shut
the women want to
fuck
be in the
up,
woods
bro.
with
Just
bears.
chill the fuck out, man.
Hey, Max, did
God
you have
damn.
something you wanted
You
to say
can
before you
bring
lost
up the
connection?
crime statistics to prove me wrong, mate, if it pisses you off so much.
Don't nobody
Honestly, I
want that
just
hook
think you
nose,
dwell on
bitch.
some really weird shit. That's all.
Mars, don't nobody want that hook nose, bitch. I'm good.
When I say
Max,
that,
What the hell?
Like,
that
can we have a
black conservatives
conversation
are all just
without
guys who
going
really
into
hate white
racism?
women?
I
This
think
is
it would be
why.
kind of nice. Like, we can have a real adult
No,
conversation
but
without
Mars,
calling people like
but Mars,
going into
Mars,
racism.
Let me say something though. This is the thing you don't get, like, and I do, like, I agree. It needs to move forward in ways, right? Sometimes,
I mean, you guys act like children.
Mars,
You can't fucking talk without being.
Mars, I'm talking right now, please.
Go ahead.
Okay. That sometimes people have to get their shit out, even if it bothers you, and then you sit back and you're like, and then you could, like, easily, like, destroy it. Like, let me give you an example. So when people, like, spurg out about, like, the Jews, like, it doesn't bother me, and I listen to what they're saying, and I'm like, all right, well, this is, like, stupid, and here's why. Like, you don't have to, like, immediately, like, with a hand grenade try to, like, counter him with, like, so this is what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Like,
What about landmines?
Whatever.
But I also wanted to add
What
that
about alligator moats?
community is not racist. Some of us might be, but as a whole, we're probably not.
Lucian's playing
Because-
PR.
That's the problem.
All right.
Okay, so let's pass the talking pillow around, and then I'll wait my turn.
No,
and
it's
I'll
okay.
see what I have
Okay.
to say.
All right. Tommy, do you have a chance to revive that last statement you made about something came out? You said the word, not me. What came out? Are you better? Are you good?
Now he's still here, but he's able to be a little bit quiet, but he's still here. He's waiting.
All right. He's waiting.
Tommy, do I have an impasse?
You can have an impasse, and how you were able to use all those platitudes talking about liberals, because you were using it as a moral stand, and you were an immoral indictment against the liberals every time you say it, as if it's an insult.
No,
to
I
what
was
they
praising the liberals.
are. No, you weren't. When you say the
Yeah,
word
I was.
liberal, when it comes out of your mouth, it sounds like shit. Like liberal and shit sound like the same thing, or like the same.
I was literally praising liberals.
What
for
were you
their
praising them
good
for?
Abortion policies. Their sound abortion.
Wait, so if I say nigger, I sound like a liberal?
I didn't say
It doesn't bother me.
for their
Why do
sound
y'all
abortion
think
policy.
that doesn't bother me? When somebody says something, it doesn't bother me. Y'all talking to the wrong guy that lets that bother them. You can say that as much as you want to. Freedom of speech.
Hey,
That's when y'all was talking about America.
Democrats-
America is an idea. When somebody said, "What is America?" It's like American idea. It actually is. You hear the Americans and the politicians ever since I was a child talking about the idea of America and an American exceptionalism. It is an idea. It's not a bad thing, but it is an idea. The city upon a hill.
Yeah, it's a lot better when rather than having fucking Mexicans come in and not knowing English and trying to interpret with them with your translate tool on your desktop.
100% agree. I don't. Every time I go to
get
some
this
place
shit
and they
out.
have the signs in 2 different languages, I'm thinking that's not right. America should be a place where they come, and when you come to America, you should want to integrate. You should want to talk about how great America is. I hate it when I go and watch somebody's yard talking about how great the country they fled is. Yes, you fled. If you fled that country, why you got this big ass flag up talking about how great it was?
Can I just an observation? I've seen that many like American are anti-American now, as opposed to some immigrant that's like in America doing its thing.
Loosen.
Well, I'm not anti. My thing is
That was a good
come to
interruption.
America to be American. That should be the reason you came. You came to America to be American. If you like being Nicaraguan, you should stay there. If you like being whatever it is, stay where you are. That should be common sense. I shouldn't marry into a family and hate that family. Why did I marry into it?
She was hot.
Why would I go to Disney World and I hate kids?
I don't know. You were talking about 11 inches, I believe, earlier.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like the Armenians are really afraid of that because you know the Kardashians. Like, listen, I say this all the time. Listen, her most famous person in her community, Kim Kardashian,
loves black dick and it hurts her feelings.
Inches, you know what I mean? So unfortunately, this is what
it's a thing that's hard to get away from. Just like white money and black penis, they both are very powerful.
Anyway,
it's not white money necessarily.
Armenians,
don't you start talking about them Jews? Not now. We're not gonna do that. It's too early to talk about Jews.
They're not kind of white.
Phil, we don't need a 45. We don't need a 45-minute explanation.
I said 5 words, bro. Chill out.
No. I'm just making. Listen, don't be so reactive. Go ahead, John, and then Allison, and then Mars. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I thought it might have just been your posts that were full of drama boxing, but apparently you just attract it like crazy. But I think it's safe to say at this point, Tommy is definitely voting for Biden. When it comes to landmines, see, I don't think they're that practical. I think these people can get past them. AI machine gun set to airburst, we can talk about it though. But
that's way dumber than landmines. Every single thing that you bring up is dumber than like everybody brings up dumber things than landmines. It's like the
landmines would work, but I feel they would just throw stuff on top of them. Have you seen the little balls made of plungers? They just roll the ball over it.
John, if you go on my page, you'll see me. John, if you go on my page, you'll see me stomping for Trump, not only in the last election, but being a Republican before that too, and a Republican
well, if you're voting for Trump, great on you, because he's
I just love when people are wrong. That's why I don't like saying things to people because they can guess and be wrong.
Hold on. I will say
I predicted it in the nest.
I agree with you, and this is why I got annoyed at Lucen, and like sometimes she is bad at interrupting, and the last one was good. That I don't like. I think the dumbest thing ever, the lowest form of conversation is like, who are you voting for? Like,
yes, sir.
It is. It's retarded. Lucen, that was a bad interruption.
See what the fuck I'm saying in the substance in it, not who I'm voting for, and now you're going to agree with it. It's stupid. That's the part of what's wrong with America now. We say if they got an R in front of their name, we're going to agree with everything that they say, and we can't call out a stupid Republican because we're Republican. And if they got a D in front of their name, they can't call out a stupid Democrat.
Oh, we got a ton of stupid Republicans. We got a bunch of people still planning to vote for DeSantis.
I think the average, I don't know. I don't want to get into specifics, but what the point I'm trying to make is that, but who's that on? That's on the individual, not like, you know, like I don't think labels are like that bad to like express, but maybe it's just like people are too stupid to see past the labels. Like it's not like that, you know. And I think that I don't really know.
Labels are good on jars if you're trying to make sure what's in it before you eat it. Labels are great then, but when it comes to people are a mixed bag. All of them are. I was surprised when I heard some of the things that Milo Yiannopoulos was saying. I was like, wait a minute, but he takes dick and he thinks like this. Like it was just a strange mix. But then you realize there's just a lot of strange mixes with people. So I don't want to know certain things about you because then I will start expecting the next thing. Like I have a joke and people get mad at me sometimes when I say it, but I mean it because it's kind of not a joke. When I see Asians and they don't speak like the Asians in movies, I'm kind of disappointed. When the Asian speaks like a white guy and he's like, hello, guy, that kind of throws me off. Because I'm looking at the box it came in and I kind of want to hear something different. I know it's the same thing with probably blacks and the same thing with probably women with blonde hair. You expect one thing because of what the package is and you get something different, it kind of throws you off. But that's the great part. It should be about not only America and traveling. That's why I was saying earlier about being able to get out of your comfort zone.
I mean, is this, you know.
All right. Well, I work in like the most diverse industry probably in the nation. I work with all different types of people. The only thing that I don't actually.
You're an OnlyFans girl?
No.
That is pretty diverse.
But you know, boxing. These are not the conversations that I want to have. So,
well, I mean,
you're always gonna have those noises. Just make your point. They're always there. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I mean, these conversations just go on about race and gender and then making fun of
it.
women and like,
About
I mean, it's just fucking nonsense.
Yeah,
It's
Those are the
nonsense.
best conversations. What are you talking
no,
about?
we were talking. Listen, before
Well, you're the
Tommy,
one who's stopping
to be
us from
fair,
aborting them.
hold on.
All right, we could
Let's-
solve
let's-
this issue
let's-
with abortion.
Okay, no, Caroline. To be fair, so put the onus. Don't get mad at anybody else. It was pretty interesting. And then Tommy came in here and things happened, and I think people reacted. Like it was going in a way, right? I will say that. Let me say this, right?
I made it uninteresting.
Honestly,
Dude, the content is great. What are you talking about?
I was
Tell
about
me
to say,
the
I can't believe
content.
he said
You
that.
came
I
in
made
here-
the I put spice in your life.
let me talk. You know what? Let me talk now. You came in
Keep
here
it muted.
with the.
Don't fucking hit the unmute. Let her speak. Yeah.
You came in here with the notion that all of us were going to be racist. You said things that were inflammatory to people to get the response that you wanted. Then Lucky made a point that Mars deemed was racist, and then it just like spirals, and it's obnoxious. Okay, it's obnoxious when people do that and behave that way and come in and set things up, and then, well, I'm just preaching to you, and then you get vulgar, right? Then you get vulgar, and you're like, what? This is what you guys wanted. This is what you asked for. It's nonsense. It's complete and total nonsense, and it's not the kind of crap that I want to listen to. That's my point.
Yep. You
First
respond
off,
to
boxing, that is a
Shut up.
damn lie. I didn't even bring up race when I came in. I didn't say a word about race as I was speaking. I didn't say, and let me tell y'all something. Anybody who's watching this, there's a lot of these white women will sit up and tell. Now all of a sudden, I came in and brought up race. I did that. I became vulgar.
You started calling all of us racist. You started calling all of us racist after somebody decided to say that you were speaking in platitudes.
You see how easy this white bitch lied, and how none of the white motherfuckers. You want to talk about Emmett Till? None of them white men stood up right there and said, that is a fucking lie. That is not what happened. As a matter of fact, the fucking white man stood up there and said, everything was going fine until, Tommy came in and, it went where it went. What? This is the shit right here that just pissed me off. Like, come on. They're not even going to admit they're lying. They're just going to lie. Max was one of them. He in my comment section now. He was one of them over there in their comment section, putting up the 100s as this bitch said I did that.
Right? Because somehow that is racist for them to interrupt you after you've been going on and on and on to tell you what you're doing.
Tommy,
and then you couldn't answer. You couldn't define.
That's a fucking lie.
You got embarrassed, and then you're like, oh well, you guys are all racist, and you're laughing and you're making fun of me. I mean, that's what you did. And then you started talking about your penis.
Yeah. I was trying to help you, Tommy, I was trying to help you get through these things, right?
No, sir. Y'all can lie all you want to. That's why every time I go one of these places, I record. Y'all just sit up here straight lying, but it's okay. Y'all, everybody who watched it, rewatch it and listen to how they just lied. And then the host sits and tries to pretend he's being fair as he lies.
That's a black voice.
Yes, that's what. Listen, sir. One of y'all offended me, and you want to talk about getting embarrassed? Embarrassed, Caroline? Did you really say get embarrassed? You embarrassed me how? Any of them embarrassed me how? I have not been embarrassed, not once.
Blacks are incapable of shit.
No, it's not. Okay, listen, stop speaking in listen, I'm going to kick people when they're starting to do that, blacks are incapable. Come on, relax. You're not helping the conversation the point that Caroline's trying to make, you really at all, is that ultimately, the pushback that you had was in this, visceral, whatever the fuck. And it's just, not a conversation. It was fine for a minute, but, it just kept going and going and going with this shit. And, you could say about, white women, this, whatever. I don't see them cis as acting. I don't see them cis as acting any better.
Notice I got it to where this white man couldn't even complete a sentence. Did y'all hear that? He couldn't even complete a fucking sentence.
Sisters be acting way worse than these white women, so I don't know why you have to be so racist.
He came in here,
sir, because the woman is sitting here lying on me. How about that? She's lying. Max knows she's lied. Max can tell you she lied. He was the first one to even bring up that.
No.
Mars, excuse me. Mars knows she lied. I didn't say this. Hell, Lucky knows she's lied.
What's your opinion? Max, go
By
ahead.
the way, I've had my hand up. Is it
I
the
don't know how
boxer
I got.
boxing or what's going on, bro? Like you said, I could talk. Would be nice.
Okay,
if I could speak for
relax,
a minute.
Marsby. Listen, I can't always like run an even space with the hands. Like it's just Max has to go now.
I want us to. Okay.
Mars, relax. I'm trying to give like,
Max, what's your opinion? Go ahead.
All right, we're on this still. I guess I don't really know like what your point was when you came in. I agree with Richard. You're just throwing out platitudes. Not that there's anything wrong, but you just came in and assumed it was like a racist attack. So
Oh my God! I talked about community.
Yeah,
This is fucking stupid. Y'all
But a
can
second-
have it.
but a second
Y'all see
somebody
these
had
white
something to
people
say
lie
to
so
you.
damn easily. I didn't say shit about race.
You are racist. You are being
Y'all can have it. I will never come back
all
to
of
y'all
a sudden
white
it's
shit
these
again.
white people be lying
This is
about
wild.
others.
And they wonder why black folks, every time you see one in the street, shoot them. Do what you can. Do everything you can do against these white folks. Do it. They deserve it.
No, I was being fair.
They deserve it. God. Oh. And that's how I ended it. Just imagine being around a group of people and thinking that this is the group of people that'll be fair. This is the group of people that'll be fair and honest. They will say, hey, well, I mean, we did see what just happened. No. They're going to sit there and say, you were making it racist. There was nothing. We were just, you walked into this group and assumed it was racist. I said, wait, what? What the fuck did that happen? I actually walked in that group and assumed that since y'all asked me to talk, that you wanted to listen. I talked about community and accountability. I didn't say shit about race. And that tells you everything you need to know. Anyway, you said what made me think that white people would be fair? I thought those are the motherfuckers that sit up there and pat you on the back talking about some. I like this. I like the fact, I'm not racist, but it's good that you're calling out the things that are ailing the community. I think we'd all be better off if we all told the truth. That's them. They come out of nowhere. And that's what I started to realize when I started calling them out. I was like, what the hell are y'all coming here always talking about Jews? Every time I do a space, y'all keep talking about Jews. And that's why last night I'm going to cut that piece out where I told that dude, man, yeah, y'all got more power than us. Why y'all need our help to fight Jews? Why don't y'all do it? You don't need black folks. You ain't never needed black folks. Why you need them now? So that's going to always be my stance from now on. You don't need black folks' help. Somehow you let them damn white people, the Jews, take over. I don't know how you did it, but that's your fault. Whatever happened and them Jews was able to take over y'all white shit, why would you now need black folks to help you? Hell no. Help you beat them. So I think I gave a whole comparison to Westeros. It was hilarious. All right, I got to let y'all go. I got to get ready to do an interview. Peace. All right, you guys. So that was the end of that, right? So you let me know what you guys think, man. Do y'all think that Tommy got a Negro wake-up call, or again, was it just they were just being rude and disrespectful? And in some cases they were lying, saying that he said stuff that he didn't say. But yeah, man. So it kills me. I don't understand. Like I said, I understand O'Shea as far as content creation, cause again, by him posting stuff like this about Tommy is going to drive people to his page and watch the content, and a lot of Tommy haters are going to be over there saying bad things about Tommy. But why do that and ruin this man's, his name, so to speak, all this, giving him all this bad publicity, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he's doing. He's giving Tommy a lot of bad publicity, and I don't know. Like I said, I know that there is something between O'Shea and Tommy to where they don't like each other. But I do notice that
O'Shea does make a lot of videos about Tommy, you know, saying bad things about him, but Tommy never makes any videos about O'Shea. You know what I'm saying? But by making these videos about Tommy, yeah, like I said, it's great content creation. You know, it's good in a way, but it's bad in a way. Like I said, is because you're showing Tommy in a negative light, and then the stuff you load up, the clips you show, doesn't really show anything bad. You know what I'm saying? But just by it being Tommy, people are going to come over and say negative things about Tommy. So, and like I said, all it is just, you know, putting, again, a negative connotation on another black man, right? And why do that if you're supposed to be pro-black, right? But for some reason, because Tommy is on these white platforms, he's a coon, he's a sellout. You know, I mean, it's like being black, you can't go into white spaces, and if you do go into white spaces, if they are rude and disrespectful, then that's what you get. Right? Is that it? I mean, is that what he mean by Tommy getting his Negro wake up call? Is because Tommy's a black man. He's not supposed to be over in white spaces. So if he goes over there and gets disrespected, that's what he get. That's the Negro wake up call. I mean, y'all make this shit make sense, man. But drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. All right. Like I said before, if you think that Tommy shouldn't have been over there, if Tommy got what he deserved, put it in the comments. If you think that, you know, O'Shea's reaching again and O'Shea's just, you know, knowing that people are going to go over there and hate on Tommy, put that in there as well. You know, if you think O'Shea's full of shit, put that in there too. All right. But you guys, yeah, like I said, go ahead, hit that like button, man. Subscribe, share, helps the channel grow. Please be good to yourselves by all means. Let's be good to one another. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.